Hello all, welcome to session 17 of Selenium 4 training series. In this session, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate about waiting mechanism and also other associated topics. So let's get started. First of all, why this waiting mechanism is required in Selenium? Let me practically demonstrate. After I demonstrate, you'll understand why waiting mechanism is required in Selenium. Okay. So here there is a sample project which is already configured with Selenium. Here under the test Java, I'll be creating a new class. I'll name this class as demo class. And inside the demo class, I'll create a method that is main method. Okay. Let me create the main method here. Yes, I created the main method. Inside this main method, I'll write some Selenium automation code. Okay. So in this Selenium automation code that I'm going to write here, it doesn't have any waiting mechanism implemented. Okay. Without waiting mechanism, if I write some Selenium automation code, what will happen? I'll show you. Okay. I want to automate something, guys. I'll show you what I want to automate. I want to open this application URL in the browser. I want to first open the Chrome browser. In that Chrome browser, I will maximize the browser. Then I'll open the application URL. Once this application URL is opened in the browser, I want to click on this drop down button. Okay. I want to click on this drop down button. After I click on this drop down button, I want to click on this Gmail option. Okay. I just want to click on this Gmail option. This is what I want to do, guys. Okay. Nothing much. First, I want to open the application URL. Then I want to click on the drop down. Then I want to click on the Gmail. Okay, let's see what will happen. I'll copy this URL and here I'll write the code WebDriver manager dot Chrome driver dot setup. Okay, first line is done. Now I'll write the next line, that is WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver. This is also done. After these two lines are written, I'll import this WebDriver interface. And here I'll say driver.manage.window.maximize. Then I'll open the application URL, guys, using the get command driver.get. And here I'll paste this URL, guys. Whatever the URL I copied here, I'll paste it here. Okay. So once I open this application URL, then I want to click on this drop down button. Okay. Let me click on this. Let me inspect on this drop down button so that I can create a locator out of this. So it has a class name, guys, a class attribute. Okay. Class attribute is there. So I can use that as a class name locator. So driver dot find element, driver dot find, sorry, driver dot find element by dot class name. Okay, by dot class name. Inside that, I'll provide the class name and say dot click. I'll say okay, dot click. So after I click on this drop down button, okay, after I click on this drop down button, I want to click on this Gmail option. Okay, I want to click on this Gmail option. I'll inspect this Gmail option, guys. And here is the HTML code of this Gmail. Okay, so it's a link text, hyperlink is there. So I can create a link text locator out of this. I'll copy this and here I'll say driver dot find element by dot link text provide the Gmail and say dot click. The script looks very simple, right? Very simple, right? It is not a big deal, right? So just open the application, click on the drop down and then select, click on the Gmail option. But when I run this code, we are going to get an exception. Okay, we are going to get an exception. From that exception, we are going to learn why waiting mechanism is required in Selenium automation. Okay, so let me run this code, guys. So it is not going to happen. Whatever we thought is not going to happen, guys. Instead, we are going to get an exception. That is no such element exception in the output console of this IntelliJ. Okay, let's wait. So it has opened the browser, maximize the browser. It has opened the application URL. Now it will click on the drop down button. It clicked, guys. Actually, it clicked, but it is not clicking Gmail option. See, Gmail option came, but it's not clicking the Gmail option. And instead, if you go to this IntelliJ, you will see that there is an exception coming already. Exception came already. There is no such element exception is already displayed. And because of that only, this Gmail option is not getting clicked. Okay. Even though we have written the code here, the line 17 to click on this Gmail option, that didn't happen because of this no such element exception. It's saying that okay, it's saying that Selenium has not found the element with this particular given link text. Okay, with this Gmail link text provided here, with the Gmail link text provided here, Selenium is not able to find the element. Why Selenium is not able to find? We have given the proper locator also, right? Why it is saying the line 17 we got the exception, right? Line 17 we got the exception. This is the line. Okay, the reason behind that is if you clearly observe what happened here, Okay, what we automated here, just see guys, after opening this application, you are in the browser. After I click on the drop down, you see immediately the Gmail option is not coming. Can you see guys, after I click on the drop down, it is taking some time to display the Gmail option. Immediately Gmail option is not coming. Selenium won't wait for the Gmail option guys, okay? Selenium is very fast and it will not wait even a single second for this Gmail option to be displayed, okay? So if the Gmail option is already there, then it will select the Gmail option. But if the Gmail option is not there when it is trying to click the Gmail option, and if the Gmail option is taking some time to display here, by that time Selenium has already tried and it's saying that that Gmail option is not there. Okay, simple. Okay, no such element exception came. So what is the problem here? Problem here is Selenium is not waiting for the Gmail option. That's why in Selenium we need a mechanism known as waiting mechanism. Okay, so that we can make Selenium wait for the required UI element. Okay, in this case we need to make the Selenium wait for this Gmail option. You see, after I click on the button, after 3 seconds or something, I'm getting the Gmail option. Okay, so around 3 seconds we are getting this Gmail option. So Selenium will not wait by default case. Okay, by default Selenium is not going to wait for any element. Keep on running all these instructions one by one, and here when the turn line 17 comes, okay, it will directly tries to click on the Gmail option. If the Gmail option is not there, then it will definitely throw an exception known as no such element exception will be thrown. Okay, it will not wait by default. So but how to make the Selenium wait for that particular Gmail option or the required element on the web page, which is not directly available or readily available for Selenium to select or do some operation? For that guys, you have to implement the waiting mechanism. There are multiple ways guys. Okay, so I'll create a mind map out of this and explain again. Okay, this diagram looks big, but it's very easy and simple guys. I'll also create the same diagram that is there in these notes. So waiting mechanism in Selenium. Okay, how to make Selenium wait for the required element on the web page. Okay, let's see that. So it has loaded. Let me say new mind map. Here I'll say waiting mechanism guys, waiting mechanism in Selenium. This is waiting mechanism in Selenium. I'll change the theme. Also I'll just select this and I'll just choose another type of map. Yeah, this one. Fine, done. Now we are ready. So here guys, there are different ways guys. Okay, so there are different ways we can make Selenium wait for the required elements. One way is in Java guys. Okay, without using Selenium. Okay, without writing any code in Selenium, only by using the Java code we can make the Selenium wait for the required web element. Okay, other way is in Selenium only. Okay, Selenium also has some functionality or something is there. Okay, already in Selenium library that we can use for making the Selenium wait for the required element. Either we can use Java or Selenium. In Java we have something known as thread.sleep. Okay, in Java we have something known as thread.sleep, whereas in Selenium there are many things. Okay, first we'll start with the thread.sleep case. Okay, before we go to Selenium here, first let's start with Java. How we can write some Java code so that we can make the Selenium wait for the required element on the web page, and how to make this particular thing pass and all those stuff. So fine, I'll use some thread.sleep case. Okay, what I will do here is, okay, so here guys in the code I'll do some small changes. Just see this code guys. Open the Chrome browser, maximize the browser, open the application URL, then we clicked on the drop down button, and as you already know, this Gmail option is not immediately coming. So this Gmail option may take 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, or 5 seconds, 7 seconds, up to 10 seconds. Okay, not more than 10 seconds. Assume that. Okay, Gmail option may take any time. Okay, sometimes it may come in 3 seconds, sometimes it may come in 5 seconds, sometimes it may come in 7 or 10 seconds also. Okay? But not more than 10 seconds. Okay, so in that case, what I will do is if I have to make Selenium wait for the maximum time. Okay, if I want to make the Selenium wait for the maximum time before performing any operation the required element, which is taking time to load on the web page, for that I'll use this thread.sleep case. Okay, in Java there's something, this is from Java guys. Okay, thread.sleep. Okay, thread.sleep, what this statement will do I'll explain. Okay, so you don't have to understand a very big topic for understanding this simple line guys. I will explain the about this line here itself. Okay, so when you say thread.sleep, okay, thread is a predefined class in Java and it has a predefined method known as sleep, and inside that we have to give in milliseconds guys. For example, if I give 10,000 here, okay, here I gave 10,000 milliseconds. 10,000 milliseconds means how much? 10 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds. So what this thread.sleep provided with this 10 seconds will do here is it will halt the program it will stop the program from execution. The line 19 will not be executed until 10 seconds. Okay, so let's say you are going on road and there is a traffic signal, right? What you will do, guys, when red color comes, you have to wait, right? After the red is gone and green is there, again you have to start. Same thing here also, guys. Thread.sleep is like a stop symbol. Okay, so traffic police or that signal is asking you to stop for this much of time. After this 10 seconds is over, they will allow you. You can go to the road. Okay, you can start your journey again. Okay, you can continue your journey. Same thing here also, guys. The program will execute here without anything, but once this line occurs, it will halt the program for 10 seconds. Okay, if I because I gave here 10,000 milliseconds means it will halt the program. You have to stop for 10 seconds. After that, after 10 seconds, again it will continue. Okay, execution. Okay, fine. Now, guys, here when I write the dot sleep 10,000 milliseconds, I'm getting some exception, some error here. Over the mouse, you see, is asking you to ignore the exception. Either shut the mouth of the compiler or surround it with try catch block. Okay, here I will simply say add exception to. So I'll shut the mouth of the compiler by ignoring the exception using this throws and type of the exception here in the method declaration part. Okay, anyhow, I explained about this as part of exception handling topic in one of the previous sessions in the same training series. Okay, so if you are not aware of this exception handling and all, why we have ignored this and all the stuff, refer the previous sessions, guys, in this training series. Okay, fine. Anyhow, this will hold your program for 10 seconds, guys. So what happens in this 10 seconds is, by the time Gmail option may come, right? So Selenium will not wait by default, but with the help of Java, we are halting the program and Selenium has to wait now because program is not running means Selenium has to definitely wait, right? After 10 seconds is done, immediately Selenium will be released and Selenium will try to click on this Gmail option. And by the time Gmail option will come, okay? So run this code. This time it will work, guys. Okay, this time it is going to click on the Gmail option without any problem. We are not going to get any no such element exception. Just see that. Just see that here, guys. It will open the browser, maximize the browser, then it will click on the drop down button. You see, now it will halt the program, guys, and already Gmail option came. Now Selenium will wait for 10 seconds because thread.sleep is there, right? 10 seconds. After waiting for 10 seconds, it will click on the Gmail option. Okay. You see, it has clicked. Now everything is working fine. And here, you see, there's no exception came here. Okay, we didn't get any exception. So this is one way, guys. But there is a drawback or problem in this approach. Okay, there is a drawback or problem in this approach, guys. Let me explain the drawback here. So here, guys, what happened was, you see, this is a. Let's assume this is a 0 seconds. Okay, timer. You can understand this is a kind of timer. So this is 0 seconds. Okay, the time is 0 seconds here. So at the 0 seconds, after you click on this drop down button, this Gmail option may not come at 0 seconds, but that Gmail option may come at any time. We don't know, at any time from 0 seconds to 10 seconds maximum. Within 10 seconds we'll get that Gmail option. Okay, not more than 10 seconds. Okay, anywhere the Gmail option may come. Okay, but here we are using thread.sleep, but we are fixing the time here, right? 10 seconds we are saying. Okay, assume that let's say Gmail option has come only in 3 seconds. Assume that Gmail option only came in 3 seconds. But is Selenium WebDriver, okay, the Selenium, clicking this Gmail option, which is coming after 3 seconds? No, in this case of thread.sleep, Selenium has to wait for the entire 10 seconds. Till here it has to wait. Though the Gmail option is coming in 3 seconds, just 3 seconds is enough, right? So Selenium can only wait for 3 seconds. In one moment, one scenario, when I run the code, okay, when I open the application, clicked on the drop down button, Gmail option came in 3 seconds. But Selenium has to wait for how much time? 10 seconds. If you are using this thread.sleep, here we are fixing the halting time. Halting means even though the Gmail option comes in 3 seconds, doesn't matter, guys. Here the program will be halted for the entire 10 seconds. Even though the Gmail option came here, so Selenium will click on this Gmail option here, guys. After 10 seconds only, the Selenium will click on the Gmail option. Do you think it is a drawback? Here we are wasting 7 seconds of time, right? 7 seconds of time we are wasting, guys. If you are using the thread.sleep, okay, we are fixing the time and no matter whether Gmail comes before or after, okay, so no matter if the Gmail option comes before, doesn't matter, guys. Selenium has to wait for 10 seconds because Thread.sleep is waiting the Selenium for 10 seconds even though the option came beforehand. Okay, fine. So this is the problem, guys. This is the problem. Extra 7 seconds Selenium has to wait even though the Gmail option is before its eyes and it can click. Okay, but 7 seconds are wasted in this example. So that is what is a drawback of the Thread.sleep, guys. Okay, to overcome this drawback with Thread.sleep, we will use some waiting mechanisms that are provided by Selenium, which are very clever and very smart. Okay, they are not dumb like Thread.sleep Java. Okay, because Thread.sleep is like very dumb. Wait for 10 seconds, it has to wait. Even though option is there, it's not clicking, right? It has to wait for the entire time. But Selenium is kind of clever, guys. Okay, whatever the waiting mechanism related stuff that is there in Selenium. Okay, so this kind of thing is not there. It is very smart. It will it will not wait for the it will not waste the 7 seconds. Okay, so if the element is coming beforehand, it will perform the operation. If the element is not coming, maximum time it will wait. Okay, like that kind of things are there in Selenium. So what are there in Selenium? Okay, in Selenium we have two categories. One is implicit wait we call. Okay, one category is implicit wait, and other one is explicit wait. Okay, explicit wait. Implicit waiting mechanism, explicit waiting mechanism in Selenium. Okay, implicit waiting mechanism and explicit waiting mechanism in Selenium. Fine. Coming to the first, the Thread.sleep is already done, guys. Under Selenium, I'm going with the implicit wait. Okay. First, I will go with the implicit wait. Later, I'll explain the explicit wait. Okay. First, I'll go with the implicit wait. So, what is this implicit wait? How to use that? Okay. Instead of writing this Thread.sleep here, I'll remove this Thread.sleep, guys. I'm not going to use Thread.sleep in Java to make this situation solvable. Okay. So, we have written that Thread.sleep so that we can avoid that no such element exception and the operation continues, right? But I'm not using the Thread.sleep now. I removed the line. Now I'm going to implement this implicit waiting mechanism in Selenium. But how to implement this implicit waiting mechanism? Here, guys, before you open the browser and all, you can write the line here. Okay. So after maximizing the browser window and before this operation start, you can write one line here saying driver.manage dot. Okay. Driver.manage.timeouts dot implicitly wait. Okay. Driver.manage.timeouts dot implicitly wait. And this is how we have to write, guys. Okay. So here till driver.manage same thing, but after that window.maximize is there, but here timeouts dot implicitly wait is there. So fine. And in this implicit wait, what I have to give here, guys? In this implicit wait, I have to give the duration, guys. Okay, I have to give the duration. Earlier we used to give in a different way, guys. Okay, but in Selenium 4, from Selenium 4, some latest changes got introduced in this implicit wait mechanism in Selenium 4, guys, where we are not going to give two arguments. Till Selenium 3, here in this implicit wait predefined method of Selenium, we have to give two arguments. Okay, like put a comma here and first argument and second argument we have to give. But in Selenium 4, from Selenium 4, a new change got introduced in Selenium 4 in this implicit wait where you should not give two arguments, guys. One argument is fine. We have to write like this: duration dot of seconds. Okay. So duration, you can say dot, you will get a lot of predefined methods here from duration class. So it can be like many things. How much time you want to wait? Okay, you want to wait in seconds, or you want to wait in milliseconds, or you want to wait in hours or days or weeks or something like that. A lot of things are there. Okay, minutes or something. But I want to wait in seconds, guys. I don't want to go to minutes or hours or kind of thing. Okay, days or something. I'll go with seconds. Okay, duration dot of seconds. Okay, I'll use duration dot of seconds. Here I need to provide the number of seconds maximum wait. Okay, so as I told you guys, here guys, as I told you, after I click on this drop down button, maximum time that can be taken by this Gmail option to appear is maximum 10 seconds. Okay, it may come within 10 seconds, it may come in 3 seconds, 5 seconds. Okay, or maximum 10 seconds, guys. It will not take more than 10 seconds. Okay, in that case, I'll give here 10, guys. Okay, I'll give here 10. Okay, because it's not taking more than, right? So maximum time is 10 seconds, guys. Okay, 10 seconds. So now after you write this line, guys, you don't have to worry anything. Okay, after you write this particular line which belong to the implicit waiting mechanism in Selenium, right? What happens is Selenium will wait. Okay, we are making the Selenium wait here for maximum how much time? If the element, any of these elements, not only Gmail option, guys, the drop down button drop down button option, this particular button is also not available also, it will wait. Okay, this waiting, that is waiting period, that is of maximum 10 seconds, is not only applicable for Gmail but also applicable for other UI elements on the web page. Okay, for all the elements on the web page, the maximum time the Selenium will wait is 10 seconds. Okay? If drop down button is not available, it will wait for 10 seconds max. Okay, before giving that exception, no such element exception, it will wait for 10 seconds for the drop down button. It will wait for Gmail option for 10 seconds. Okay, if they are not available, if they are available, guys, it will not wait. Okay, if these elements are immediately available, then this Selenium will not wait here. Okay, so it's kind of very smart compared to this Thread.sleep in Java. It is which is wasting your 7 seconds of time. But here Selenium, if you implement the implicit waiting mechanism, if this Gmail option comes in just 3 seconds, if it comes instead of 10 seconds, it is coming in 3 seconds. Even the maximum time given here is for implicit wait is 10 seconds. Selenium WebDriver only will wait for 3 seconds. It will not waste the remaining time. It will click on this Gmail option immediately. What if the Gmail option is coming in 5 seconds? Then Selenium will wait for 5 seconds. What if the Gmail option is coming in 10 seconds? Selenium will wait for the 10 seconds. Like that, guys. Okay, it's kind of very smart. Okay, it will not waste any time. Now run this code, guys. This time it's going to work. Okay, we are not going to get an exception, and Selenium is going to wait for the all the UI elements on the web page maximum time. You see here, drop down button comes in 0 seconds, right? 0 seconds. So Selenium will not wait for even 1 second also for that. Okay, even though implicit waiting mechanism is given for 10 seconds, that Selenium will not wait for 10 seconds. Okay, only that 0 seconds it's coming, it is not going to wait. Okay, not going to wait. You see, very fast clicked on that. Okay, within 3 seconds it clicked on the Gmail option. Okay, because Gmail option is coming in 3 seconds instead of 10 seconds. Even though the maximum time is given as 10 seconds, Selenium has only waited for Gmail for 3 seconds. Okay, remaining 7 seconds it has not wasted for us. Okay, that's how smart it is. Implicit wait. Here implicit wait is a global wait, guys. Okay, it's a global wait, it's not a, so once you write this line in your programs, this line will be applicable for all the UI elements, not Gmail only, but drop down button also it will be applicable. Okay, it's, that's why it's called as what, global wait. Global wait. Okay, once declared, applicable for all the UI elements on this code. Okay, fine. But again, there is one problem. Okay, there is one problem with this global wait also. What is the problem with this global wait? It's very good, right? Very smart and all, but it also has a problem, guys. The problem will come, this kind of situation is there, then problem will come. Let's say there is a web page. Assume that, guys, there is a web page. On this web page, there are different elements. Okay, there are different elements, guys. Okay, so in your automation code, uh, using your automation code, you have to perform different operations on these different elements. Let's assume. Okay, so as here, guys, we are operating this, we are using Selenium to work on this dropdown and Gmail elements, right? Similarly, let's assume that on this web page there are other elements like buttons and checkbox or whatever you can call. There are different UI elements on this web page, and the problem here is not all elements are coming in the same time. Okay, let's say this particular element is taking 2 seconds. Okay, let's say this element is taking 5 seconds. This is taking, let's say, 7 seconds. Okay, 7 seconds. This one is taking 10 seconds. This one is taking some 12 seconds. Assume that this one is taking some 6 seconds. This one is taking 15 seconds. This one 3 seconds. This one 1 second. This one 0 seconds. Okay, but this one is taking, this particular UI element is taking 25 seconds. Okay, and this one is taking 50 seconds. Now guys, different elements, UI elements on this page are not displaying at the same time. Some UI element is taking 2 seconds to display on the page. Some UI element is taking 5 seconds, assume that. So till 15 seconds, no problem, guys. But here 25, 50 means too much, right? It's too much, right? These elements are taking too much of time. So what if this kind of elements exist, and if you have implemented the implicit wait, what you have to do, guys, you have to write this line. It's a global wait, right? Implicit wait is a global wait. You have to write like driver.manage.timeouts.implicit wait duration.ofSeconds. Here we have to give a common timing for all the UI elements. If you have to give a common timing, maximum time, so that implicit wait can wait for all these UI elements, what is the maximum time you will give, guys? If you see, out of all these timings, this element is taking 50 seconds. That means you have to give 50 seconds here. Okay, you have to give 50 seconds, guys. Too much of time, right? too much of maximum time I have to give because one of the element is taking 50 seconds. For that, all the elements also same 50 seconds need to be applied. That is a problem. What if this generally takes, for example, this Gmail option generally takes how many seconds? Not more than not more than 10 seconds. Okay. But let's say there is a mistake in this. There is a mistake in this locator. Gmail option locator is mistake is there. If I run this code, what will happen? You see, if I run this code, if there is a problem with this, generally this Gmail option comes only in 3 seconds or maximum 10 seconds. But there is a problem with this locator. So because of that, since we have to give priority to all the elements, right? All the elements we have to wait, right? Not just 50 seconds I gave, guys. Okay. So it clicked on that Gmail option came, but here there is a this locator mentioned is wrong, and so it's waiting, guys. Selenium is now waiting for maximum how much time it will wait. Even though the Gmail option came and there's a problem with the locator, Selenium is waiting for how many seconds? Will wait for 50 seconds. Okay, but this 50 seconds was implemented for other element, not for this Gmail option. Gmail option only 3 seconds. Okay, but this 50 seconds was implemented for other thing. Okay, for other element. But here, since there is a problem with this Gmail option, for this 3 seconds also, Selenium has to wait for 50 seconds. That is 47 seconds is getting wasted here, right? After 50 seconds, you see still the script is running. As you see, still the script is running, and it's waiting for the Gmail option to appear. And this is a problem in the script, and right, it will fail after 50 seconds only, guys. Okay, you see now it failed. After 50 seconds, it failed, guys. So this error would have come earlier, guys. Okay, if there is a problem with the locator, this exception would have come earlier, but now it took 50 seconds to display this exception. That means our time, lot of time is wasted, guys. Okay, lot of time is wasted. So that is what is the problem with the global wait, guys. So global wait means all the elements it will wait. So if one of the element is taking 50 seconds, then global wait has to be specified as 50 seconds. Maximum time 50 seconds you have to give. That will impact all the other elements because all the other elements may not take 50 seconds, right? Maximum they will take 10 seconds. Okay, this Gmail option may maximum take 10 seconds, but we are unintentionally waiting for 40 seconds extra. We are waiting, okay, without giving that exception. So this kind of problem will come in the global wait, guys. Okay, to solve this problem, we should not be giving this implicit wait not more than 15 seconds. Okay, most people will give 10 seconds, guys. If required in your project, if it is really required, you just can go up to 15 seconds. Okay, so generally people stick to 10 seconds. Okay, people generally stick to 10 seconds, but if required, guys. Okay, but if required, okay, but if required, people may choose or give 15 seconds. Okay, max, nothing more than that, nothing more than that. Okay, fine. So if you give 10 seconds here, there's another problem, guys. If you give the 10 seconds here, if you give 10 seconds here, this is another problem. The problem here is with this element which will take 50 seconds of time. So if Selenium cannot wait for 50 seconds for that particular element, okay, the script will fail. For this particular element, the script will fail, right? Because 50 seconds it is taking, you are only waiting for maximum of 10 seconds. That is another problem. How to solve this problem, guys? Then for this particular element, these are two special elements, guys, right? You see, whatever the elements that are more than 10 seconds, if I'm giving 10 seconds here, what are the elements which are more than 10 seconds? That is 12 seconds, 15 seconds, 1, 2, and 25 seconds, and 4 elements are there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, these 4 elements are taking not more than 10 seconds, guys. Okay, these 4 elements in this page are taking more than 10 seconds. For this kind of special elements, we should not be using global wait. Okay, this global wait is for all the elements. Still, this 10 seconds, minimum of 10 seconds is applied for all the elements, but these 4 elements, it will not work. That global wait will not work for these 4 elements. For such special elements, we have to explicitly wait. Implicit wait will not work. We have to explicitly wait. Special wait, they are like VIPs. Okay, special guests. Okay, they are like special guests, guys. Okay, they will come very late, right? Okay, we have to wait for them, kind of. So here, guys, I'll remove this for a while, guys, while I'm implementing the explicit wait mechanism. I'll remove that line for now. Okay, what I will do here is I'll change this locator to the proper locator. So guys, I'll show you how to explicitly wait for a single element. Okay, instead of waiting for all the elements on this, okay, instead of waiting for all the web elements in this particular automation script, I would like to wait only for, okay, I would like to wait only for this Gmail option. I don't wait for drop down. I don't want to wait for this drop down button, I only want to wait for Gmail. Okay, let's assume that Gmail is kind of special category where it's taking more time like this. Okay, in that case I want to explicitly wait for Gmail option, guys. Okay, I don't want to wait for drop down button. You see, if I give global wait will wait for all the elements on the page, but here I am saying, okay, here I am saying I have to explicitly wait for this Gmail option. Only for Gmail option I need to wait. So that's where this explicit wait will come into picture. Under implicit wait, what we have, guys? Timeouts, driver.manage dot timeouts dot implicitly wait was there. Implicitly wait was there, and here we gave the number of seconds and all. That's okay. But in explicit wait, so why we have to go for explicit wait? Okay, sometimes implicit wait is a global wait and it's a problematic because you see you cannot wait for a particular element which is taking 50 seconds. Okay, for that you cannot impact all the other elements on the web page, right? It's a global wait. Okay, but if you want to specially wait for the element to be displayed on the page or whatever it is to happen, then we have to go for the explicit wait. But in explicit wait also, again, there are two categories. Okay, in explicit wait there are two categories, guys. One is WebDriver wait, other one is Fluent wait. Okay, again, in explicit wait also there are two things: WebDriver wait and Fluent wait, guys. Okay, first I'll explain about the WebDriver wait. Okay, using the WebDriverWait. WebDriverWait is a predefined class in Selenium, guys. WebDriverWait is a predefined class in Selenium. So in order to implement this WebDriverWait explicit waiting mechanism in Selenium, we have to create an object for this WebDriverWait predefined class of Selenium. Okay, so how to do that, I'll show you. For example, I want to specially wait for this Gmail option. Only for this Gmail option I want to wait. I don't want to wait for dropdown. In that case, I'll write some. I need to create an object for which class? Which predefined class in Selenium? WebDriverWait. WebDriverWait is a predefined class in Selenium. Right? I'll say wait is equal to new WebDriverWait. I have to say. Okay. WebDriverWait is equal to new WebDriverWait. I'll import this WebDriverWait. And here, guys, this constructor cannot be empty. This WebDriverWait constructor cannot be empty. Then what I have to do? For the mouse, it will show. It will tell you what arguments you have to provide. Okay. You have to give, basically you have to give two arguments, guys. First one will be the this particular driver you have to give. Okay, that's one argument. Put a comma. After that, you have to provide the time, maximum time that you want to wait. For example, duration dot of seconds. Okay, like this. Whatever the duration dot of seconds we provided in implicit wait, the same thing we have to provide here, guys. I'll give 50 seconds, let's say. Okay, let's say this particular element is maximum taking 50 seconds. Okay, only for this element I am waiting for this maximum 50 seconds. Other elements I'll not be waiting for maximum 50 seconds. Only for Gmail I'll be waiting for maximum 50 seconds. Okay, so like this we have to write this code, guys. Okay, you have to create an object for the WebDriverWait, and in the constructor we have to provide these two arguments. One is this WebDriver, and second one is a maximum time we can wait. And this one, guys, so earlier, that is before Selenium 4 came. Okay, the here we used to write in a different way, guys. Okay, so here driver comma some seconds we used to provide, but now the things got changed. From Selenium 4, we have to give this duration dot of seconds. Okay, otherwise it's not going to work. This is a new change in from Selenium 4. We have to give duration dot of seconds. Okay, otherwise the previous things we were not using duration dot of seconds, but now since this particular project is configured with Selenium 4 and all, we have to give duration dot of seconds. This is one of the latest changes as part of Selenium 4. Okay, fine. Fine. So once you give the maximum time and all, using this object reference, I'll say wait dot. There's a predefined method known as until, guys. Okay. So WebDriverWait predefined class has a predefined method known as until. That method I have to call with the object reference of this WebDriverWait like this. Wait dot until I have to say, put a semicolon here. Okay, wait dot until. Inside this until, we have to pass some argument. Okay, what is that argument you have to pass? You have to remember this, guys. Okay? Expected conditions you have to write first. Okay, first you have to write this expected conditions is another predefined class in Selenium. So, but if I say dot here, some static methods are there. Some static methods are there in the expected conditions class of Selenium. So there are different static methods. Wait dot until expected conditions dot. Okay, then I need to type something, guys. Okay, then I need to type some letter or something. Let's say V I S. Okay, visibility. Okay, this kind of I need to drag like this, so I cannot see much here. Let me drag this. So this much I can take a visibility of element visibility of element. Okay, visibility of element, we have to get element located. Let's take this. Okay, so this method we have to use, guys. Okay, so this predefined method of the expected conditions class we have to use. Inside this visibility of element located, we have to pass by dot. So this particular thing I need to pass here, guys. Instead of writing this by.link.text_gmail here, okay, I'll be just writing the same thing here. Okay, so we need to wait until this Gmail option is visible on the page. That's what we are doing. Simple terms. Okay, how much maximum time? 50 seconds. Maximum 50 seconds. We'll wait. If this particular Gmail option will not come immediately, Selenium can wait up to maximum of 50 seconds. Guys. But if it comes, it will not wait. Okay, if it comes in 3 seconds, it will not wait for the entire 50 seconds. Okay, just understand that. So wait for this Gmail option until this Gmail option is visible on the page. That's what is the thing. Okay, visibility of element located is a predefined method of the expected condition. So which will make Selenium to wait for this Gmail option for maximum of 15 seconds until this Gmail option gets visible. Okay, fine. So after that, you can click on this Gmail option. Then, okay, run this code, guys. This is going to work. We are explicitly waiting for the Gmail this time. Okay, we are not waiting for all the elements on the web page. Like unlike implicit wait, which is a global wait, we are using this just by writing these 2 lines. We are explicitly waiting for the Gmail option. Guys. Okay, run this. We are only writing these 2 lines for the Gmail option. Okay. Click on the drop down and not wait maximum 30 seconds, guys. You see Gmail option came immediately. It clicks. Okay, it doesn't have to wait for the entire time, but maximum time is 50 seconds. Sometimes Gmail option may take 50 seconds, so we are gave like that. Okay, fine. So this is what is explicit wait, one of the explicit waiting mechanisms in Selenium, guys. By using the WebDriverWait, we can do this. Okay, this is what is WebDriverWait is generally used in real time. Even implicit wait is also used in real time. Generally, we use the combination of this one and this one. Okay, in our automation code, we have to use both implicit wait and explicit wait together. So generally, we'll write here like this. Okay, so driver.manage dot window dot timeouts dot implicitly wait. Then here I'll say duration.of_seconds. Okay, I'll give 10 seconds here. Okay, I'll say 10 seconds. So for this is a global wait, guys. For drop down button 10 seconds. Okay, even for Gmail explicit wait is there, so it will not interfere. Okay, implicit wait will not interfere in case of this explicit wait mechanism, that is WebDriverWait, because here special waiting mechanism is there, that is explicitly waiting mechanism for Gmail is there for maximum 50 seconds. For other elements on this web page, 10 seconds will be applied. Okay, so that's what will happen. Okay, so generally we use a combination of implicit wait and explicit wait, this that too in explicit wait, WebDriverWait in real time. Okay, in real time we use what, guys? In real time we'll not use Thread.sleep. In real time we use this combination of implicit wait and the first explicit waiting mechanism, that is WebDriverWait, we use. What about FluentWait then? Don't we use FluentWait? No, guys. In real time, we don't use FluentWait. Okay. In real time, we only stick to the WebDriverWait. Okay. But why people don't use FluentWait? Because it's too much advanced, guys. Okay. Okay. It's too much advanced, guys. So for whatever that is required, more than that, it is providing, guys. FluentWait is providing even more than that. Okay. So that much is not that much kind of advanced level is not required. Okay. Even the FluentWait is advanced version of the WebDriverWait, but people don't use FluentWait because this much is enough in Selenium automation. Why to go for FluentWait? Okay, and make the things complex because it's very advanced. Okay, so WebDriverWait is enough for our automation. That's why people don't use FluentWait in real time. They'll stick to implicit wait and combination of implicit wait and this WebDriverWait explicit mechanism in Selenium. Coming to FluentWait, it's kind of very advanced, guys. It is also an explicit wait mechanism like this, but it is very advanced. So before I go to the FluentWait, guys, I need to cover one more thing here. As part of this WebDriverWait, I need to cover one more thing. Here, guys, you see, wait out until expected conditions, visibility of element. Already we gave the locator here, right? By.gmail, by.link.text_gmail. Again, we are creating driver.findElement and all those stuff. Okay. So there is one way to optimize this code, guys. Okay. Instead of you writing this line here, what we can do here is this until command will return the web element, guys. Okay. As a return type, Okay, as a return type, this until command will return the web element. Okay, this will return the web element. So how can I prove that? Here I'll write Gmail option. I'll say Gmail option. I'll create a variable like this and hold the mouse on this Gmail option and say create local variable. You see, web element came. The return type of this until is nothing but the web element here. So already Gmail option is there. So the locator is already provided for Gmail. So why to write the driver.find element again? Remove this part, and in that part you provide simply Gmail option dot click. Okay, this is an optimized version. Until command is already locating the element and is giving the web element. You just use the web element and click on that. Okay, instead of again say driver.find element by dot link this. Okay, writing multiple times. Now run this code. This code is going to work without any problem. Okay, it clicked on the drop down and it clicked on the Gmail option. Okay, so everything is working fine. So this is the best way, guys. Okay, so no need to create driver.find element and all the stuff again. Already this until inside this until command, we are already using the locator. Right? Until command is using the web element. On that web element, we are performing the operation. Done. Now let me explain. Even though FluentWait is not used in real time, but for learning purpose, we have to know. Okay, as part of learning purpose, we have to understand the FluentWait because some people, okay, will ask you or whatever it is in interviews or wherever it is, if they are asking you what is FluentWait and can you write the code and all, that will be a bit problematic, or if you don't have the knowledge of the FluentWait, it will be a problem. For that reasons, I'm also explaining the FluentWait in this session, guys. As part of gaining knowledge, I'm covering this FluentWait, but in real time we don't use FluentWait. Okay, fine. So fine. So how to use this FluentWait? Okay, so I'll remove these two lines, guys. Okay, otherwise I'll remove all these three lines. So after I click on the drop down, so I'll simply say driver.find element by dot link text. That was Gmail, right? Gmail dot click. This was a line, right? Earlier this was a line. So let's explicitly wait. Okay, let's. I'll remove this again. Implicit wait for a while. I'll remove it. Fine. So let's focus only on the other second type of explicit waiting mechanism, that is Fluent wait, which is an advanced version of the WebDriver wait, which will also explicitly wait for the required elements. Here for Gmail option, I want to implement Fluent wait for explicitly waiting for the Gmail option. Okay. So how to get this done is, okay, no need to do anything, guys. Very simple. Just search for, just go to selenium.dev, official website of Selenium, and go to the downloads, guys. After you go to the download, scroll down here and click on API docs here. Click on the API docs and click on all classes. Once you click on all the classes, say Control F. After saying Control F, guys, you just type wait. Okay, there is something known as wait. You see, wait is an interface, guys. Wait is a predefined interface in Selenium. Open that wait, guys. For this predefined wait interface, guys, there are two child classes. Okay, one is WebDriverWait, which is one of the explicit waiting mechanism. Another one is FluentWait, which is an advanced version of the WebDriverWait, but we don't use that in real. These are the two predefined classes of the wait interface in Selenium. Fine. Now, earlier I showed you how to use WebDriverWait. Now I'm going to show you how to use FluentWait. So in order to use FluentWait, guys, click on this FluentWait. You'll be taken to the FluentWait class page. Scroll down here. You will find some sample usage code. Okay. No one remembers this code, guys. Everyone copy paste. Okay. So copy this code, guys. Copy this code. Come back here, and here wherever you want explicitly wait for the option, just copy this code and paste that code here, guys. Okay, that's it. Okay, paste the code here. That's it. Done. Fine. Once you paste this code, guys, okay, we have to do a lot of imports here. You see all the red color things we have to remove. Hold the mouse on this wait and import this wait interface from Selenium. You see, wait interface got imported from Selenium library. After that, we have to hover the mouse on this fluent wait and import this fluent wait predefined class from Selenium library. Done. Again, no such element exception is there. Import this no such element exception also from Selenium library. You see, two things are coming: Java.util and Selenium. You have to choose Selenium. Okay, no such element from Selenium. Okay, the errors are gone in this first part. Now, second part is also there where you have to import this function, guys. Import this class. From where you have to import this function class from com.google.common.base. Okay, don't import from other places. Import this function from com.google.common.base. Okay, so fine, done. Now good, guys. Now good, we are good. So this is the code for the fluent wait. It looks very big, right? It's not two lines, it's multiple lines. Okay, so but you see, fluent wait is explicitly waiting for which element here, whatever the element sample element that is they are giving, right? that sample element we have to replace with our element. Okay, copy this by.link test and replace this by.id foo, which is sample one, with our real one. Okay, by.link test. Now guys, this until method will return the web element. But what is the name of the web element? By sample they gave foo, but it is nothing but the Gmail option. Gmail option. Now this Gmail option, copy here and paste it here. Dot click. This is how we have to modify the code, guys. Okay, simple. Copy paste the code of the FluentWait and modify, import the stuff, and you just provide the locator of the required element that we have to specially or explicitly wait using the FluentWait mechanism. And also we will use this web element to perform the operations later. Okay, we don't have to again write driver.find element, as I already explained. Now guys, here guys, thing is, so here if you understand this code, guys, what is there till here, no problem. So Fluent, this is a FluentWait, and here maximum time is 30 seconds, guys, right? Duration dot of 30. Just give duration dot of seconds as 30, guys. Okay, maximum time you give as 30 seconds. Okay, so I think they have updated the code here. That's great. So this is duration dot of seconds 30 you give, and polling every 5 seconds. Okay, polling every 5 seconds. I'll explain what is this polling. This is what is advanced thing coming into picture. Okay, fine. Okay, so what this FluentWait is going to do is it will ignore the no such element exception. Okay, if this particular if you don't implement this FluentWait here, guys, okay, the Gmail option will not come immediately, and you will get which exception, guys? Generally the output, if you don't implement this explicit waiting mechanism, that is FluentWait or whatever the waiting mechanism, you will get no such element exception in the output. So this FluentWait will ignore the no such element exception until which, how much time? Maximum 30 seconds. Okay, so you can give 50 also, no problem. Maximum 50 seconds it can ignore the this no such element exception. That's what it is happening. But where it is advanced, guys, your maximum time is same. It's ignoring the exception, that's okay. The WebDriverWait is also doing. But where is the advanced nature of this FluentWait is this particular line. Polling every. What is this polling every? I'm going to explain. Okay, we can, this is an advanced version which we don't require actually. Okay, this is the line which we don't require. Very advanced one, guys. We generally don't have to use that. Okay, so very focused we are doing the stuff which is not really required. So guys, so what happens in real time when you use two different explicit waiting mechanisms? I'll tell you difference. I'll tell you the difference, guys. Here, what you will understand, you will understand. So here, guys, let's say this is 0 seconds, and let's say this is a 50 seconds maximum time, right? 50 seconds. So Gmail option may come at any point of time from 0 seconds to 50 seconds. I assume that Gmail option came at when it is 3 seconds, the Gmail option came. Let's assume that Gmail option came when it is 3 seconds. Now what I will do here is, in case of normal WebDriverWait, okay, so in case of normal WebDriverWait, Gmail option is coming in. If Gmail option is coming in 3 seconds, means what normal WebDriver will generally do is, first the normal WebDriver will check at 0 seconds. Okay, this waiting mechanism I am talking about, WebDriverWait will wait for, will check whether the Gmail option is available at the 0 seconds. At the time of 0 seconds, Gmail option is there or not. First it will check. If it is not there, then after another half second it will check. Normal, that is WebDriverWait, explicit waiting mechanism, first explicit waiting mechanism will take half seconds. Okay, half second to again check whether here Gmail option came or not. Again, if it is not there, again after half second it will check. Again half second. So here 1 second is done, right? Again half second it will check. Again half second is check. Again half second it will check. Again half second it will check. Every half second it will keep on checking, guys, whether this Gmail option came or not. Once it finds that Gmail option is available, it will click on perform operation. So here the polling time by default is 0.5 seconds. In Selenium WebDriver, when you use this WebDriverWait explicit waiting mechanism, okay, when you use this explicit wait WebDriver, this WebDriverWait explicit waiting mechanism, the general polling time here we have is, okay, 0.5 seconds. Okay, 0.5 seconds is the general polling time. Okay, default polling time. But if you come to this FluentWait, guys, we can modify that polling time. So what I can do here is, for example, if I make this instead of 5, I'll make it 1, guys. Okay, I'll make it 1. What will happen this time when you have the capability to customize this polling every, that is instead of half second, default half second that the WebDriverWait is following, here if you give 1, in FluentWait, this flexibility is there. We can change the polling time, guys. So that time what will happen is, assume that this color belongs to FluentWait. It will check at 0 seconds first. If it's not there, next check will be done at 1 second. So it will take 1 second because in the code I changed it to 1 second. This customization is there in the FluentWait. After this, if it is not there again, second. And after it is not there, another 1 second, it will wait. After third second, Gmail option will come, it will click. You can modify this polling time, guys. Okay, by default, 0.5 seconds is the polling time. But is that much required? For this particular polling time, do we have to go for FluentWait? No, guys. Okay, that's not required. That's why people don't use FluentWait in the real time. Okay. Apart from that, there is nothing, guys. Okay. Apart from that, there is nothing. So now, guys, did I run this code? No, right? I didn't run this code. Let me run this code and see whether FluentWait is waiting for this Gmail option or not. With polling time, 1 second, I customized. This should work without any problem. This should work. You see, it's working fine. No problem. No exception, nothing. Okay. That's it, guys. This is what is a FluentWait. Nothing more than that. Fine. We are done with till here. Now, after this, guys, I don't want to stop. Okay. There are other associated topic related to this waiting mechanisms and all in Selenium. Selenium, guys, apart from this general waiting mechanism that I have explained so far, that is WebDriverWait, FluentWait, and implicit wait, explicit wait, Java way of waiting, and drawbacks and all those stuff I explained, right? After that, I want to explain few more associated topics. Okay, so I want to explain other associated topics as part of waiting mechanism. So a lot of topics are there, like how to handle the Ajax calls in Selenium, how to solve synchronization problems in Selenium, how to wait for an element to be displayed on the page, how to wait for an element to be clickable on the page, how to wait for an alert on the page, be present on the page, how to overcome this loading process icon which comes during automation. Okay, and other stuff. Okay, page load timeout related method and timeout exception, like that. Different things are there, different topics are there, some associate topics. Let me explain one by one for you now. Okay, first I will start with handling Ajax calls in Selenium. First, let's understand what exactly are these Ajax calls. Okay, so then you can understand how to handle the Ajax calls in Selenium. Fine, fine. So what are these Ajax calls? For example, guys, on this application page, that is omai.blogspot.com application page, when you click on this drop down button, you see these options are coming, but these options are coming without this page getting loaded. How this is possible? You see, when I open this browser and browse this application, when this application is getting like kind of loaded, then only we are getting all these options, right? All these buttons, text box fields and all are getting once we load this application. But you see, when I click on this drop down, when I click on this drop down, the page is not getting reloaded, but still we are getting these three options. How this is possible? How without loading this page we are getting these three options? This is possible with the help of the Ajax calls. Okay, asynchronous JavaScript, guys. Okay, asynchronous JavaScript, you can say. When I inspect this drop down button, okay, when I inspect this drop down button, you see there is some on click method created here. So it will call a function, guys. It will call a function, and that too with a delay of 3 seconds it's calling. That's okay. So when you click on that function, after 3 seconds you'll get these three options, guys. Okay, that's what is created here, and this is all possible with the help of JavaScript. Okay, asynchronous JavaScript, guys. Without loading this application page, we are getting these options. Okay, without every time to get some options, we don't have to load the page, right? So as explained in this notes also, web pages make Ajax calls to retrieve small amount of data from server or from the client without the need for reloading the page. Okay, without reloading the page, if you want to get some options. Okay, so if you want to get all these elements on this page, we have to reload, right? When we have to refresh, then or when we open this, we get all these elements on the page. But when I click on this drop down, without application page getting reloaded, we are getting these options, and this is possible with the help of the Ajax calls, JavaScript calls. Okay, there's no call made to the server here. The call is made to the JavaScript. Okay, JavaScript, asynchronous JavaScript call, you can say. So in such cases, how to handle such Ajax calls? Simple solution, guys. Simple solution here we have is simple solution we have here is by using this implicit wait, explicit wait, and fluent wait mechanisms. Okay. So if you want to handle this Ajax calls, we have to, there is no other way guys, we have to use this implicit wait, explicit wait, fluent wait. If not, Java Thread.sleep we have to use. Already I demonstrated all this stuff, right? How to handle the Ajax calls? Already demonstrated, right? But you don't know what exactly the Ajax calls are. Okay. So for small things in the application, we don't have to disturb the server every time, right? Whenever you see, when I open this application page, the page is reloading means some call is made to the server, and from that server we are getting all these elements and all those stuff. Okay. But here when I click on this drop down, the page is not getting reloaded. That means a call is not made to the server. Instead, a local JavaScript call is made, which is giving these three options. Okay, which is giving these three options. So here, without reloading the page, we are getting this three options. Okay, for small things we can use Ajax calls, guys. We don't have to disturb the server or reload the page every time. Fine. So this is what is example of the Ajax call, and to handle that, only way is implicit wait, explicit wait, fluent wait, or thread.sleep is also fine. Okay, this implicit wait and explicit waiting mechanisms, and also thread.sleep, we can handle the Ajax calls. Okay, so generally in real time we use implicit wait and this WebDriverWait. Okay, in explicit waiting mechanism, we have the first explicit waiting mechanism, that is WebDriverWait, that we use in real time. These two things we use in real time. Okay. Fine. So this is how guys we can handle Ajax calls in Selenium. Okay, fine. Already I demonstrated, right, how the Selenium WebDriver will wait for these elements. Okay, that is nothing but handling the Ajax calls in Selenium. Okay, and waiting for the elements which are coming with a delay. Fine. Okay. So when you make a call to the Ajax call, but thing here is guys, okay, here you need to understand one thing. Selenium waits by default for the application to load, okay? Until all the elements on the page to be loaded by this application, Selenium waits by default. How much time it will take? When until the complete page is loaded, Selenium by default will wait, guys, okay? Without ending, it will wait, okay? 5 minutes or whatever it is, okay? It will keep on waiting for all the elements to be loaded on the page. Then only it will start performing the operation. But in case of Ajax calls, Selenium will not wait, guys, okay? In case of Ajax calls, Selenium is not waiting for these options to be displayed, which are coming with a delay. So here guys, we have to use the waiting mechanisms. That's why we have to use waiting mechanisms, because Selenium by default will not wait for the Ajax calls to get processed. General application page loads and all, Selenium will wait, but Selenium will not wait for this kind of Ajax calls. Normal calls it will wait, but Ajax calls Selenium will not wait. And there we have to implement the implicit wait, explicit wait mechanisms to wait for the required elements and perform the operations. So this is what is called as handling the Ajax calls in Selenium, guys. Nothing much. The next one we have is solving the synchronization problem in Selenium. Already I explained this synchronization also, guys. As part of this session, I already explained. Synchronization problem here is, so because of this Ajax calls or whatever it is, guys, okay, some elements on this page will not come very fast. Okay, you see when I click on this drop down option, the options are taking some time to come, but Selenium cannot wait for these options, right? So such kind of synchronization problems will be there. This is called as synchronization problem, guys. Selenium by default cannot wait for the elements to be displayed. Okay, it will not wait for any element to be displayed, guys. So if the element is available, it will perform the operation. If the element is not there, simply it will throw no such element exception without waiting by default. So to handle that, again the same simple solution, guys. That is, we have to implement this implicit wait, explicit wait mechanisms, so that we can make the Selenium WebDriver wait for that particular UI element. Okay, so to make the Selenium WebDriver wait for that element and perform operation, we have to use this waiting mechanisms in Selenium. Okay, that's how we can solve synchronization. Okay, only terminology you have to understand, guys. How to handle and everything I already covered here. Okay, with detailed explanation and practical explanations I already covered, so I'm not going to cover them again. Fine. Waiting for an element to be displayed on the page. So there are a few more things that I need to cover, guys. So how to wait for an element to be displayed on the page? Already I showed you, guys. Here we are waiting for an element to be displayed on the page only. So here I'll remove this code for now. I'll remove this code. So here I'll say driver dot find element by dot link text Gmail, right? Gmail dot click, I will say. So here when I click on this drop down, guys, do you see a Gmail option here? No, right? It's not there. It's not there. It came after a delay. Gmail option came with a delay. So here we need to make the Selenium WebDriver wait for this Gmail option to be displayed on the page. Okay. we need to make the Selenium WebDriver before performing any operation on the Gmail here. We have to make the Selenium WebDriver wait for the Gmail option to be displayed on the page, right? Fine. How to do that? Same guys, explicit waiting mechanism, whatever we have followed, right? That we are going to follow. We are going to create an object for the WebDriverWait predefined class. Wait is equal to new WebDriverWait like this. And here we have to give driver comma duration dot of seconds we have to give, and I'll give a maximum of let's say 50 seconds, no problem. So here I'll say wait dot until expected conditions. Here when you say dot guys, you need to select, you see this one we have to select guys, okay? Here we have to select, here we are waiting for what purpose? Here we are waiting for what purpose? In this example, we are waiting for this Gmail option to be displayed on the page. For that, which one we have to use? There are several things here. You see, when I say dot here, there are a lot of things coming, like alert is present and a lot of things are coming. But you see, invisibility of element to be selected. A lot of things are coming here when I say expected conditions dot. But why I'm waiting here? Why I'm waiting for this Gmail option? I'm waiting for the Gmail options to be displayed on the page. For that, guys, what I have to use is this particular predefined method we have to use for expected conditions. That is visibility of element located. Okay, visibility of element located by locator. This one by visibility of this one. Okay, visibility of element located by locator. This one we have to choose. Select that. So we are waiting for the visibility of this UL element to be displayed on the page. So here inside this command we are going to pass this by dot link test, simple words. Okay, we are going to pass this by dot link test. That's it. And remaining all it's same guys. Okay, so here we can do like this, or we can get an optimized version where we can say Gmail option here, because this until command, until predefined method will return the web element. So using that Gmail option, we can continue like this. Okay, so here the main thing we have to focus in this script is visibility of element located. You should focus. Okay, visible, we are waiting for the, here we are explicitly waiting for this Gmail option to be displayed on the page. That's where you have to use visibility of element located. Okay, now run this code, the script will work. Selenium will now wait for the this Gmail option to be displayed on the page. Okay, for the Gmail option to be displayed on the page, it will wait. After the Gmail option is displayed, Selenium will click on the Gmail option. Okay, Selenium will click on the Gmail option. Once the Gmail, you see, option is displayed, Selenium has performed the operation on the Gmail option. Okay, so that is what is the visibility of element located, guys. So here we are waiting for an element to be displayed on the page. Okay, for that we have to use visibility of element located. Then what if we have to wait for an element to be clickable? What if we have to wait for an element to be clickable? So for example, guys, I'll take you to one web page, Verifalia. Just search for this Verifalia. Google search for this Verifalia, and here you'll get this free email address validator option here. The search results. Click on that free email address validator. Here, guys, by default, this validate option. When I click on this validate option here, button here, nothing is happening. No action is being taken, because this will get activated when you type some email address here. I'll type my name here. I'll give an invalid email address intentionally. But whatever you type here, you see it's getting activated, right? This validate button is getting activated only after I type it. But it may take some time, guys, right? You see, when I say Arun here, an Ajax call will happen. Okay, on the background, an Ajax call will happen. You see, page is not getting reloaded, but an Ajax call happened because of that button got enabled. But because of this Ajax call, sometimes Ajax call may happen bit late. Okay, and Selenium cannot wait for this Ajax call to make this particular button enabled, right? So there may be some delay, and this option may not be clicked immediately. Once you type Arun here, it may not, you see, validate option may not be clicked. If I manually click, guys, you see I'm getting this complete this security check and all. Now we'll do one thing. I will automate this and see what is happening. Okay, I will type my name into the email address field, and I want to click on the validate button. That is the scenario I want to automate. Okay, I'll copy this. I'll open this application URL here, and after going to this application URL page, what I want to do here is, after I open this application URL, what I want to do is I want to enter some text into this email address field. Then only this button gets activated, right? So let's see what is there here. This particular email address field, it has some name locator, guys. So we can use name. ID is not there, so we can go with the name locator. I'll simply say driver dot find element by dot name. I'll provide the name locator and say dot send keys. I'll type my name into that, Arun. Simple. Okay. So when I type my name Arun here, the validate button is getting enabled, and this is being done with the help of Ajax call, and that may be there may be some delay, guys. In the Ajax call, there may be some delay. Okay, it may not happen instantly. Inspect this. It looks like it is happening instantly, but when automation, guys, Selenium is very fast, and validate button may not be in a clickable state. Okay, at that time. So here, this is the HTML code of the button, guys. This is the HTML code of the button. You see button, and it has some text between the tags, and attributes are not good. So what I will do is I'll create an XPath for this. I'll say Control F, and here button tag is there, and this is the text. I'll copy this text. I'll simply write /button /button text is equal to, okay. In one of the previous session I explained, right, how to create your own XPath expressions. Okay, this is where it will come to use. You see when I type this XPath expression, you see this particular button is getting located. You see this particular button, HTML code of the button, and this is one of one only. So I'll take this XPath expression, and I'll write here driver dot find element by dot XPath. I want to click on the button, guys. Okay, when I click on the button, that complete security check or whatever that option should come. Okay, this kind of options should come. Complete the security check option should come. So let's see what will happen. Okay, let's see what will happen when I run this code here. So that will not happen, guys. Okay, so because the button will still be in the disabled state. So because Selenium is very fast in such a way that even before that particular button gets enabled clickable, before that particular button becomes clickable, it's clicking on that button, disabled button, it will click. It will be very fast. You see Arun has, okay, it has worked out here some cases. Okay, so in this case, guys, it worked out. Okay, maybe by the time Selenium tried to click, the button got enabled, but in some situations what will happen is this button may take some time to get enabled. Then what you have to do? Luckily, this got worked out here. But in real time, if you come across a situation where after you type your name, this field or something, the button is taking some time to get enabled, then what you will do, guys? Okay. So in that kind of situation, guys, what we can do here is here I will wait for this, explicitly wait for this particular button to get enabled. Okay, to become clickable. So I'll say WebDriverWait. Okay. So in this situation, you have to definitely use, guys, whether the button is getting enabled or not doesn't matter, because here Ajax call is happening. So in the background, Ajax call is happening to make that particular button enabled. Okay. WebDriverWait is equal to new. It's better to have this kind of thing in advance. Okay. So whether the script is working or not doesn't matter. You have to still write the code. Okay. You still have to write the code for this, for waiting for that particular button to get enabled. Okay. Irrespective of whether it is working or not. So driver comma, you have to say duration dot of seconds, and give some seconds. Let's say not more than 10 seconds. Right. That's okay. Wait dot until wait.until your expected conditions dot, this time not visibility of element is not correct word, guys. Okay, element to be clickable. You see there is something like element to be clickable by locator. This one you have to select. This time we are waiting for this particular button to get enabled, not displayed. So here this particular method that we are using should change, guys. Okay, here I'll say element to be clickable, and followed by what I have to give here, this locator I have to give by dot XPath locator I have to give. Copy this and paste it here. Done. And this until command will return you the element, that is which element, that is validate button, right? Validate button I'll write. Validate button is equal to, it will create the web element. Will create, okay, web element got created. Now I'll say validate button dot click. So we are waiting for the, in this case, guys, using this element to be clickable, we are waiting for the button to get enabled. Okay. So run this code. Since Ajax call is there, it's better to implement this explicit waiting mechanism, guys, for wait and wait for the button to get enabled. In some cases, that may not happen. Always we may not get the proper output. Okay, fine. So, but if you have written this explicit waiting mechanism code, you can be damn sure that it will wait. Okay, for the button to get enabled. So, what happened here? Script has been run or not? Okay, it has not clicked on the validate button. Is there any problem here? Element to be clickable. WebDrive. Okay, validate button. Everything is fine now. Okay, Arun text has been typed, and after that duration of seconds and wait out until. This time it has not clicked. So let me run it again, guys. Let me run it again. Normal case it is clicking, but in case of explicitly waiting for it, the button to be element to be clickable. Okay, so any exception came? No. Fine. Let's run this code again. Yeah, it clicked on this, guys. Okay. Last time I don't know what happened, but it clicked on this. It's better to write this code, guys, to implement the explicit waiting mechanism for waiting for the button to be enabled because there is a Ajax call involved. Fine, guys. Next one. Next one is this is what is element to be waiting for the element to be clickable. Okay. So we can also wait for an alert to be present, guys. Okay. For example, here, so we generally, you see here also same thing will happen, guys. When I click on this button, right, in a while an alert will come. Okay. What if you try to perform operations on the alert before the alert appears? Selenium is very fast. Sometimes alert may get delayed. Okay, it's not always alert may not come very fast, guys. Sometimes alert may get display may be displayed with a delay, and in that cases script may fail. There is a chance that script may fail. So in such cases, guys, after you click on this button, before you perform any operations on this alert, you wait for the alert, then perform operations. Okay, so that's what is a better best way. Okay, as part of best practice or whatever you call, you have to do that in real time. Okay, so what I will do here is I'll I'll use this URL. I'll automate that. I'll show you how to wait for that alert. Okay, I'll show you how to wait for that alert here using the explicit waiting mechanism in Selenium. So after going to this application URL page, I'll click on this button, guys. Click to get alert button, and this particular button has ID. I'll copy this ID and say driver.findElement by.id. Provide the ID of that particular button and say dot click. The moment I click on this button, guys, okay, the moment I click on this button, there will be some alert displayed. So I want to get the text on this button, let's say. So before I perform any operation on this button, so what I will do is I'll first wait for this alert to be displayed, guys. Okay, I'll wait for the alert to be displayed. How to wait for the alert to be displayed? Again, same thing. WebDriver wait is equal to new WebDriver wait, like this we have to write. And same thing, same code, guys. Driver comma, how much time you want to wait for the alert? Maximum 10 seconds. I'll give duration dot of seconds, and I'll give 10 seconds max, and I'll say wait dot until expected conditions, again the same class dot here. This time alert, wait for the alert to be present, guys. Okay, wait for the alert to be present on the page. That's it. Once the alert is present, you can perform the operation on the alert. Okay, so how to perform on operations on the alert? To perform the operation on the alert, guys, I have to switch to this alert. This how to handle the alerts, right? I will explain clearly in another session, but at a high level we'll write the code for now. Okay, so kind of clash came between the waiting mechanism and the handling alerts topic. So handling alerts topic will be covered in the next few sessions. Okay, but for now, just understand what we have to do. Driver dot switch to dot, I have to say alert. So you see, guys, in one of the previous sessions, I explained about switch to, right, where we have used switch to for switching the Selenium focus from one window to another windows. While handling the multiple windows, we have used switch to, and but along with switch to, I have used another command known as window here, right? But in case of alerts, guys, in case of alerts, okay, when there is an alert, we have to switch to the alert. Okay, before you perform any operation on the alert, you have to first switch to the alert. How to switch? You have to say alert here. Okay, driver dot switch to dot alert, and after you switch to the alert, you can perform any operation on the alert, guys. So to perform operation on the alert, this alert will return you some class. Okay, so I'll say alert is equal to alert interface, I guess, this here. So let's see, alert is a predefined interface. Okay, alert interface will be returned by this alert method, and using this object reference, I can perform what I can get the text on the alert. Okay, so this particular text, if you want to get, I have to say this object reference dot get text. Okay, so string text on alert. I'll explain alert in detail in next session, guys. Okay, don't worry. So how to handle alerts in a detailed manner, I'll cover in the next session. Okay, so don't worry about that. So here I'll say sysout, that is sysout, sorry, small sysout. Yeah, here text on alert. I'll be printing the text on the alert, guys. Okay, and after that, again using this object reference, I will I will actually accept the alert. Okay, I'll say okay on the alert, accept the alert, done. So this will select okay on the alert. That's it. So here we are explicitly waiting for the alert to be alert to be displayed on the page. Okay, after that we are performing the operation on the alerts. Fine. So once you accept the alert, you can write the remain. Let's say you have to type the text here into the text area field. You can type that driver.findElement driver dot find element by dot id. I guess this particular element has id locator, if I remember. So this TA1 is there. Copy this and paste it and say dot. So in the case, I'll type my name into that text area field. After accepting the alert, I am typing my name. Okay, just to continue further. Now run this code. You see, we are waiting for the alert. It's better to wait for the alert, guys. So as part of the best practice, even though things will work out for you in some cases, but whenever there is an alert displayed, first wait for the alert and then perform operation on the alert. So complete that alert and then do the other operations. Okay. So yeah, it clicked on the alert and all those stuff. And in the output also, you got the text that is there on the alert. You see, whatever the text that is message that was there on the alert got retrieved and printed in the output console. Done. Fine. So here we are waiting for an alert to be present on the page, guys. Okay, with this we are waiting for an alert using the explicit waiting mechanism. We are waiting for an alert to be present on the page. Then few more things are there, guys. Two more topics are there. With this we'll be done. Okay. So the last but one topic we have is loading process icon. It's very important, guys. This lot of people face problem with this loading process icon. Okay, that I'm going to explain now. And when the loading process icon comes, we have how to wait for the required element. Okay, so I'll show you one example, guys. For example, guys, I'll take you to this website, Internet Heroku website. I'll go to this page. After I go to that page, here there is some dynamic loading link is there. Click on the dynamic loading. You'll be taken to this page. Here there are two things. First one, I'll take element one. I'll click on this, and you see here on this page, start button is there. The moment I click on the start button, guys, you see some loading is happening. Some process is happening, guys. Okay, I have to wait until this loading is completed. Let's say I want to retrieve this particular text, hello world text, and print in the output. Okay, I want to retrieve this hello world text and print in the output. So let's write the automation code for that. First of all, let's write the automation code for that. So for that, I'll remove all this code from here. I'll remove all this code from here, guys. So what I'll do here is, first I'll go to this Internet Heroku application. I'll copy this URL, guys. I'll copy this URL and paste it here. So in the Chrome browser, Maximize browser, we'll be opening this application URL. After this application URL is opened in the browser, I'll first click on this dynamic loading link on this page. Inspect this. Fine. When I inspect that, you see this link text is coming. Anchor tag is there. So I'll use this as a link text. I'll say driver dot find element by dot link text. Okay. By dot link text. I'll provide the link text and say dot click. So it will click on this link, guys. Okay. It will click on this dynamic loading link. After this dynamic loading link got clicked, we'll be taken to this. I need to click on the first link. Inspect this link. Then you see here also link text. I'll copy this text between the tags and I'll say driver dot find element by dot again link text same dot click. I'll say done. After clicking this also, you'll be taken to this page where we have to click on the start button, right? Next thing is that I need to click on the start button. Inspect this start button, and you see there is a button with the start text. So I'll create some XPath expression. I'll click. I'll create, or else I can use this ID also if I want. So Control F. What is this ID, guys? Copy this ID. So this is not okay. This ID is also locating, but that's okay. I'll create a proper one. Don't worry. I'll copy this ID of this button of this div tag and say double slash div at the rate ID is equal to whatever the ID I copied. Okay, that is start. Okay, so under this div we have the button tag. So I'll say slash button. I'll say press enter. Slash button. Press enter. You see this XPath expression is locating this button now, right? Properly. So copy this part and say after this I want to click on the button driver dot find element by dot XPath. Provide the XPath of that button and say dot click. I'll say done. So once I click on this button, you see we have to wait for this loading page to complete. That's okay. Let's not do anything here. So I want to retrieve this particular text, guys. I'll inspect this text and you see how to retrieve this text. Again, for this XPath I have to create. There's some ID here. Copy this. Here I'll say double slash div at the rate at the rate ID is equal to paste that ID that I copied and say slash. Under the ID we have this tag known as h4 tag. I'll say h4. In that h4 tag we have the text, right? In the h4 tag we have this hello world text. Whatever the text we want to retrieve, that is there. So till here I'll copy this XPath. and say driver dot find element by dot xpath dot get the text. I will say, okay, I will say get text, guys. Okay, this will return me the text, that particular heading text. Okay, text on page, I will say simply, and I want to retrieve this text and print in the output console of this IntelliJ. I'll say text on page, done. Text on page, and that's it. That's it, guys. After that, I will say driver.quit here, driver.quit. Okay, driver.quit to close the browser. Run this code. Whether the text will be retrieved or not, let's see. Okay, because in between there is a loading process happening. Let's see what will happen. Whether the text will be retrieved and printed in the output console or not, let's see. By default, normal way I have written the automation script. Okay, so there is a problem, I think. So what is, okay, it was very fast, right? So you see in the output, you see there is no text printed, right? It was very fast, and in the output there was no text printed somehow. So what happened was, in between some this came, that process came, some process came, and you see there is no it is as we have we have not waited for the process to complete. Okay, that's why we didn't get the output here, guys. Okay, we thought that hello text or some hello world text was there, right? That will be retrieved is what we thought, but that didn't happen, because here after you click on the start button, guys. Okay, in the on the page, guys, on this page, after you click on the, sorry, on this page, after you click on the start button here, after you click on the start button, some process is happening. We are not waiting for this process to finish and directly getting the H4 text. Okay, that's not possible. That's why we are not getting the hello world text in the output. So after you click on this, after you click on the start button, guys, after you click on the start button, what we need to do is we need to wait for this process to finish up. Okay, so right click on this and inspect this. You see, for this loading process, this is a locator, guys. Okay, this is a image tag. So fine. So ID is there. Copy this ID, loading ID, and say here double slash div again at the rate ID is equal to, say, loading, say slash. Under the loading we have the image. For that image, we have to wait until the image is disappeared, right? Right. What we have to do here as part of this automation is, before we retrieve any text, H4 text from the page, we have to wait for this loading process to finish up. That means once this is invisible, then we can retrieve the text from the page. Okay, that's what you have to do. For that, I you know, right, I created a locator for that process image, that loading process image. Sometimes loading process image may be different thing, guys. Okay, loading icons. If I say, you see, in some websites you will get this kind of loading icons, guys. Different type of loading icons will be there. You see, some websites will show this kind of loading icons. Okay, some will be, after you click on something, the loading will keep on happening. This kind of things. These are nothing but loading icons. In this application, the loading icon is something like this. Okay, some kind of nice GUI is there. Okay, so there are different type of loading icons. So whatever it is, guys, to perform the required operation on the required element, we have to wait for the loading icon to disappear. Till disappearing, we cannot perform the operation, right? So here, how to wait for this loading icon to disappear? For that, guys, I created a locator for this loading icon for now. And sometimes, guys, what happens is, when you, the loading icon will not be this much of time. Okay, I got a time and inspected this. Okay, but sometimes what happens is, it will be very quick. The loading will be very quick, and by the time our script will fail. Okay, the moment I say the loading will be done, and it will take, but it will be very quick and will not be able to even inspect also. Okay, you see, by the time I'm inspecting, I came to this page. So how to do that? So what we have to do here is go to the sources tab, guys. Okay, go to the sources tab. If you are unable to inspect that and create a locator for that particular loading image, just select the sources tab, click on the start, and now what you have to do is you have to pass this, guys. Okay, pass in the debugger. This loading will stop here. Okay, the it will be like kind of, you know, right, we have stopped stopped from this loading. We have stopped this loading to get finished up. Okay, we have stopped this loading to get finished up, guys, and going to the next page. We have passed in the debugger, and we'll be passing this in the debugger of this Google Chrome DevTools until I will be able to create a locator out of this. Okay, I'll select this inspect option and select this. You see, now I got this, and until I resume here, until again I go to the sources and resume, or here when I click on this, it will go to the next page. Okay, so I will be very comfortable now. Okay, I'm in a very comfortable position where I passed this particular page in the debugger while the loading is happening, so that I can inspect this particular image. In some situations, loading will be very fast. We will not be able to capture the locator of this image. Okay. In that case, you have to pass the debugger and inspect that loading image. Once you are able to create the locator out of this particular loading image and all like this, while you are in a while you pass the debugger mode and all those stuff. Okay, pass in debugger mode. Once you have this locator created for this, then guys you can resume it. Okay, done. Fine. Now here thing is we got the locator, guys. We got the locator here. So what I will do is I will say wait is equal to new WebDriverWait. I will say, okay, I'll say driver comma um, what is that other thing, driver comma duration.of seconds, and here I'll give some 20 seconds, guys. Maximum time 20 seconds. Okay, the process will not take more than 20 seconds. That's okay. Wait.until expected conditions dot, okay, invisibility lt. Okay, I am waiting for that particular process loading icon to get invisible. Till that I will wait. Invisibility of, okay, so invisibility of element located. Okay, invisibility of element located by, this one I will take. Invisibility of element located by dot xpath. I will say by dot xpath. And what is xpath for that? Here I'll put a semicolon here. What is xpath? Already I created the xpath here. You see, this is xpath for that loading image I created already, and I'll paste that here. Done. Okay, I'm waiting for this loading process to finish up, guys. Okay, then I'll try to retrieve the text from that heading, the heading text from the resultant page. Okay, after the loading process is completed, then I'm retrieving the text from the resultant page, that is hello world text heading page. Fine, let's see this time whether we'll get the whether our Selenium will wait until the process loading icon is completed and it will get the text on the resultant page or not. Let's see. Okay, it was still not getting. What was the problem here? Did I do any mistakes here? Invisibility of element located by dot xpath. I gave the proper one only, but still it is not working, guys. Okay, so this process is not working. So invisibility of element not working. Then what is the solution? So if you are writing like this, if it is not working, there are other two ways we can try it out, guys. Okay, this whatever the way I showed you is not working, guys. So what I will do is instead of waiting for the process to be completed, okay, instead of waiting for this process to be completed, what I will do is I'll directly wait for, okay, instead of waiting for the process that loading icon to be completed, I'll directly wait for this hello world to be displayed on the page. How to wait for this hello world to be displayed? I'll inspect this hello world, and here you see ID finish and h4 is there. So I'll simply say this finish. I'll copy this and paste that here, /ID. Okay, and here h4 I have to type, and you see the I will be waiting for this element to be displayed on the page instead of waiting for the invisibility of the process. Okay, so I'll say wait dot until expected. I'll just change the situations. Okay, based on my requirement. If one thing is not working, I'll go with the other one. Okay, expected conditions dot visibility of element visibility, this one first one only, visibility of element located by, I'll say by dot xpath. I'll give the final element, guys. Okay, the final element, that is the resultant page element. Okay, so fine, it's not fine. Then so this will return me the uh, page heading page heading or h4 heading, whatever that is, on the resultant page and web element. I'll say page heading dot get text. Okay, text between the tags, and it will return string page heading text, I'll say, and this page heading text I'll print here. Okay, print here. Now this time it should work. So if you are waiting for the invisibility of the element, it is not working, then you can wait for the visibility of the element in the resultant page. Okay, this is one way. Let's see whether this will work or not. Along with this, I'll show you another way also, guys. Another way to handle this. Okay. So here we are not waiting for this invisibility of this process. Rather, we are waiting for the, okay, visibility of that hello world. You see, hello world got displayed. That means the script is working fine now. But guys, I have another solution for this. I'll show you the solution for that. Okay, I'll give you the solution for that. So what I want to do is what I want to do is, so this is something we are waiting for, right? I'll simply say driver.findElement by dot uh, xpath dot get text. So string text on page. This text we want to retrieve, right? That welcome. Okay. So this what is that? Hello world text. Hello world text we want to retrieve from this page. That's fine. So that code is still on, but this will not work by default. So before this happens, guys, I'll write one more logic for that. Okay. So how to get this done? Okay, without waiting for the required element on the web page, without waiting the last time I showed you, right, this example where I got this hello world. I was waiting for the resultant element on the resultant page. Okay, instead of doing that, there's one more way we can do that. So that is, I'll write driver dot find elements. Okay, I'll say driver dot find elements by dot xpath. Here I'll take the xpath of that process loading icon. Okay, so click on this. This inspect this. If you are not able to inspect this, you can pass in the debugger and find it out. Okay, so sometimes it will be very difficult to stop this page and all. Okay, so copy this and say, and here img done. Okay, so it's locating that image, process loading image. I'll copy this and paste it here, guys. Here intentionally I'm using find elements, guys. Okay, so intentionally here I'm using find elements. Instead of find element, I'm using find elements. So this will give me a list of web elements. Okay, so process image. Okay, process image, I'll say create local variable. And now what I'll do is I want to find the size, guys. If the process image is kind of displayed on the page, okay, if the process is still happening on the page, what will happen is this loading icon is there, means when I say process image dot size, it will return me one. Okay, one element is there, right? Find elements can no need to be multiple elements, guys. Even one element also it will, we can store in the list of web elements. Okay, only one element also we can store in the list of web elements, and the size of that element will be, this process images size will be one only in that case. Okay, if the image is still running here, the size will return one. Okay, I'll say while loop. I'll create this inside a while loop, guys. Okay, and here i'll I'll write some logic here. Int count is equal to 0, I'll say. Okay, and here I'll say ampersand count is less than or equal to 10, I'll say. Okay, so there is some logic I'm writing, guys. Okay, you'll understand in a while. What is this problem, why it is coming? Okay, fine. So here, guys, one logic is missing. Process image dot size is not equal to 0. Okay, not equal to 0 means, equal to 0 means when this process image dot size will become 0, when the process image is done here. Okay, when the loading process is done here, then the size of this process image will become 0. But while it is loading, the process image will be 1, right? When it is 1, 1 is not equal to 0 will be true, and count is less than 10 also will be true, because count is 0 here. Okay, in that case, guys, what I will do here is I'll say I'll write a code like this: Thread.sleep. I'll give some 1000 milliseconds. 1 second, guys, nothing but 1 second. Here I need to import this for throw interrupted exception. That's okay, it's already there, so I'm not getting the error. Fine. After this, guys, I will say, okay, after this I will say count plus plus. I'm increasing this count. That means this while loop will iterate 10 times. Okay, if the process image is still there, the while loop will maximum iterate 10 times. That means 10 seconds you are waiting here. Okay, indirectly you are waiting for the process image to complete. For every 1 second you are checking whether the process image is still there or not, you are checking. That's why, that's what I have written the code here, guys. Okay, that's what the code is all about. Here I am checking the size of the process image. If the process image size is 1, means the process image is still loading there on the page. Okay, and it will not be equal to 0 and will go inside the while loop. And count also 10 times I am iterating, because for every time I'm just halting the program for 1 second. That means 10 seconds we are halting. We are waiting for that process image to go away in 10 seconds. Okay, indirectly we are writing the logic by our own. And after 10 seconds, maximum 10 seconds, guys. Okay, if the process image goes off in below 10 seconds, that's also fine. Okay, so next thing is that we'll try to retrieve the text and all. Okay, so we are waiting for the process image to disappear from the page with this logic. Run this code. So let's see whether this logic will work or not. Okay, we are waiting for the invisibility of the web element on the page, process image web element on the page, and then we'll, after that becomes invisible or kind of out of display, then we'll try to retrieve the text from the page heading. You see the script is waiting here. The counter will increase count plus and all those stuff, and come here and see guys, the driver.quit didn't happen, but you see hello world came up. Okay, hello world and browser got also quit. Okay, browser also got quit, and hello world, okay, got. You see this logic is working fine. This logic is working fine now, right? So indirectly, without using any Selenium WebDrivers predefined stuff, we created our own logic with the help of this and checked whether the process image is still there or not. If it is still there, we are halting it for 1 second and repeating it 10 times. So the 10 seconds, maximum 10 seconds, we are waiting indirectly. So guys, this is how we can handle this situation where loading process icon comes up and your script is not working. So this kind of script you can write, and you can wait for the required UI element on the web page indirectly. The final thing, guys, okay, final thing for this session is page load timeout and timeout exception. Very simple one, nothing much. Okay, so what is this page load timeout? I'll explain. So guys, if I take you to any web page, if I open this blogspot.com, you see it's taking considerable amount of time, right? You see when I hit this URL, you see loading is happening. Immediately the page is not coming. Selenium will wait until this page is loaded completely, guys. Okay. So by default, Selenium will wait until this page is loaded and all the elements are displayed on the page. Then only Selenium will start working on these elements. Okay. Fine. That's what will happen by default. So let me write the code for that. It's very simple thing that I explained now. So for example, by default, if I give this application URL here and perform some operation on this text area field where I'll type my name into the text area field here. I'll inspect this text area field and I'll try to type my name into this text area field. I'll copy this TA1 and say driver dot find element by dot ID, I'll say, and provide the ID and say dot send keys dot send, sorry, dot send, what is that is happening here? Okay, it's not coming. Find element, guys, sorry. I wrote find element, that's why the command was not coming. So send keys will not come for find elements. Okay, that's the problem. So I'll type my name into the text area field. So this script will work without any problem, guys. If I run this code, this browser will launch maximize, and after that application URL will open, and Selenium will wait for this entire web page to load. After the page is loaded completely, then only it will type my name into the text area field. Okay, that means by default Selenium will wait for the entire web page to load. Okay, so by default Selenium has a waiting kind of mechanism by itself where when it's loading the pages. Okay, so Selenium will indefinitely, that means without ending, it will keep on loading for the web pages. It will wait for the web pages to completely load before performing the operation. Okay, by default it has a waiting mechanism. You see, Selenium has waited for this page to completely load, then only it has typed my name into the text area field. That's what is happening. Okay, so but by default there is no timeout. By default there is no timeout. Okay, in this time only the application has to load. What if in real time this application takes not just 1 or 2 seconds, but if the application is taking 20 seconds, Selenium will wait for 20 seconds, guys. Okay, so if the application page is taking 20 seconds to load, that's not a good thing, right? That's not a good thing. 20 seconds, we have to set some time limit. So within 5 seconds, if the application page loads, we can continue with the automation, guys. But if in case the application is taking more than 5 seconds, that is 20 seconds, 25 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever it is, that is not a good sign. So in such kind of situation, let's say while you are running the automation scripts, you want to make sure the application pages are loading on time or not. For that, okay, if you want to set a timeout, okay, by default Selenium will indefinitely, means without having any right, it will wait completely, guys. Okay, the Selenium will completely wait for the application to load completely. Okay, no matter how much time it will take, even 1 minute it will take, 2 minutes, 5 minutes also it will wait. But as part of our testing, it should not be the case, right? Okay, if the application is taking more than 5 seconds, that should not be the case. That should not be the case, right? So what I will do here is I'll write a line here before opening this application URL. I'll write a line. I'll set some timeout. Okay, for the page to load, I'm setting by default there is no page load timeout, but I want to set a my own timeout. Okay, driver.manage timeouts page load timeout. Okay, like this I have to write driver.manage timeouts.pageLoadTimeout here. Sorry, here in this pageLoadTimeout command, I'll set some timeout. Okay, Duration.ofSecond. If I am giving that as 1 second, intentionally I am giving here, guys, so that I can demonstrate what will happen here. If the application page, if this particular application page doesn't load in 1 second, then the script will fail, guys. Okay, we'll get an exception. I'm making sure that application page loads in 1 second only, within 1 second. If it is taking more than 1 second to load, the script has to fail. Like that kind of situation, if I want to change the default behavior of the Selenium, where it is entirely waiting, completely waiting for the page to load and then only performing operation. From there, I want to change that to, I want to give some customized time. Within that time, within that time limit, here I'm giving 1 second time limit. Within that 1 second time limit, the application page has to open. The application has to completely open and load in the browser. Okay. In that case, nothing will happen. But if it is taking more than 1 second in this example, guys, the script will fail. Let's see whether the omaya.blogspot.com will load in 1 second or not. If it is not loading in within 1 second, you will get an exception. We have tried this line before this application URL is loaded, guys. Otherwise, it will not work. You see, the application has not loaded in 1 second. That's why we already got an exception known as timeout exception will come definitely. There will be some exception here. What is that exception? Timeout exception. I'm just searching for that exception message. So somehow, okay, so where is that exception, guys? Okay. Chrome browser. Okay. Yeah, timeout exception. Okay, we got the timeout exception because within 1 second this application failed to load. What if I increase this 2 seconds? Let's see with whether in 2 seconds whether my application will load or not. Okay, if it doesn't load in 2 seconds, again we'll get the same timeout exception. Let's see whether this time it will pass or not. Whether this application is loading in 2 seconds or not. By default, Selenium will will explicitly, I mean, kind of completely wait for the web page to load without having any time limit by default. But okay, see this time also I think we got a timeout exception because application URL has not loaded in that within 2 seconds it has not loaded. Okay, fine. Then what I'll do is I'll just increase to 3 seconds. Let's see whether it will work with 3 seconds. Whether my application is loading in 3 seconds or not. I will check. So using this page load timeout method, we are setting a time limit for the application page to load in the browser. Within that time, if it is not loading, we are getting an exception. Okay. If you are intentionally doing that, you can do that. Okay. So here also we got an exception, it seems. Okay. Because my name has not been typed into the text area field. Timeout exception. This name is typed into the text area field means thing is fine. Okay. Things are fine. I'll just change it to 4 seconds. I keep on increasing, guys. Let's see within what time this application is loading for me. Okay. If I setting that to 4 seconds, within 4 seconds, the application page URL has to load for me. If my name got typed into the text area field, then it's fine. Otherwise, there is an exception. You see, my name got typed this time. Okay, when I set the timeout, okay, page load timeout to 4 seconds, then it was working fine. Okay, I didn't get any timeout exception this time. So this is what is like if you want to explicitly set some page load timeout, okay, for your script. So this is how you have to do, guys. Okay, this is how you have to do. You have to explicitly set your timeout page load timeout with this page load timeout command. And if in case whatever the time you gave in within that time, if the application page is not loading, then you are going to get this timeout exception for sure. Okay, so that's what is the thing, guys. Okay, fine. So with this, guys, we are done with the waiting mechanism and other associated topics which are related to waiting mechanism only. So regarding some time waiting time of Selenium and all those stuff I explained and covered in this session, right? I covered a lot of things in this session, guys. Okay. So that's all for this session, guys. See you in the next video session. Thank you. Bye.